In this video, we are going to find GCF, which is the greatest common factor. Usually teachers represent prime factorization method. However, I would like to introduce the method that my former student shared with me. He called it a Chinese method. I'm not sure about the name, but I'm going to use this one. And I found this very interesting and helpful. Hopefully, you're going to find it helpful as well. So the method is this. If you're going to be given two monomials or even more, in our case, I have 12x squared y cubed and 18x cubed y, and I want to find the greatest common factor. The first thing what I have to do, I just have to outline these two monomials by kind of huge letter L, like this. And I'm going to think, what number goes into 12 and into 18? And we can think this way. 12 and 18 are even numbers, so they're divisible by 2. So 2 goes into 12 and into 18. I will write down 2 right here. So 2 goes into 12 how many times? 6. 6x squared y cubed. And 2 goes into 18 9 times, 9x cubed and y. I'm going to continue and create another letter L because I feel that there is another number that goes into 6 and into 9, and this number is 3. So I'm going to write down 3 right here, and 3 goes into 6 2 times, 2x squared y cubed, and 3 goes into 9, which is 3x cubed and y. I'm going to create another letter L because even I'm done with numbers, there is nothing that goes into 2 and into 3, but there are variables. And for example, if I'm going to pay attention on the x first, I will have x squared and x cubed. And what goes into x squared and into x cubed? And the answer is x squared. So, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to divide x squared into this monomial. Let me do it outside so we will see what we are doing. So basically speaking, we're dividing this monomial 2x squared y cubed by x squared. And you can see that this and this are going to cancel out, and 2y cubed is going to remain. So 2y cubed. And if you divide x squared into 3x cubed y, you're going to see that 3 is going to stay. I don't have to repeat the same thing. But x squared goes into x cubed. How? Let me just remind you. For example, x cubed divided by x squared. How do you know what it is? We subtract exponents, and the answer is x. So 3x and y. Now, I'm going to create another letter L because I feel that even I deal with x variable, there is variable y, and y cube and y. What goes into y cube and in y? It's just y. And you can notice probably that the greatest variable that goes into both of those monomials is a variable with the least exponent. So you see x squared, 2 is the least number between 2 here and 3 here. And this invisible y, 1, for the variable y. It's a least number between 3 here on the top of the y and 1 invisible 1 right here. Now, if I'm going to divide y into this monomial, I will have 2y squared, and in this case, it's going to be just 3x. Now, I'm done because there is nothing goes into this monomial and this at the same time. So what is interesting here? That right here in this column, if you take the product of all those numbers, I'm going to multiply all of them together. This is going to give me GCF. So GCF, it's a product of all those numbers and variables. 2 times 3 is 6. X squared times y to the power of 1 is just x squared y. So this is your GCF.